Guys, we started the live stream. Let's go live here too on TikTok. Welcome to the live stream, guys. I don't know how you guys are doing. What's up? I'm still here, buddy. You can check my YouTube. I've been posting actively, so I'm still here, buddy. I've been gone because I've been buying the crash. That's what I've been doing what I've been up to. Let me see. No videos. Check my YouTube. I literally had a video like 2 days ago. And also on TikTok too. I've been posting TikToks. You guys are coming to the live stream. I mean, look at that, right? 9 days ago, 4 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago. So I mean, I've been pretty active. And also on TikTok too, in my shorts. Let's take a look at the market. Bitcoin dumping down. I'm doing great, Eric. How you been, bro? Welcome to the live stream. I'm gonna take a look at the markets and Bitcoin. Has it topped out? Has it not? Am I bullish? Am I bearish? What's going on here in the market? You know, I will admit I have been buying on this crash. Good evening, Lena. How are you doing? Thank you for coming to the live stream. So, Bitcoin coming down here to test that 50 MA here on the weekly, right? We're coming here to test it. We haven't touched it yet, but we got pretty close here. Now, what I've been saying here, last bull market, when we closed below it right on the weekly, that confirmed the top, right? The double top here from 2021. So yeah, I mean, this is gonna be a big deal here if we close below it here on the weekly, which at the moment it's around 101. Okay, it's like 101. It's been lower, but as we've been moving up, it's been coming up. So you know, it's gonna be a big deal if we close below it on the weekly for sure. Right, but can we test it like this? For sure. Right, like here we went below it at 74K, but we wicked back and closed above it. Same thing back here. So this is gonna be a big thing here that could possibly happen in the next coming days. And I'm just being straight up with you guys. Thank you guys for coming to the live stream. But yeah, I was just gonna take a look at the markets, just give you guys here my honest opinion. I'm right now shorting Bitcoin. You take it, I'll dump soon. Yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna take a look at Solana, XRP, all the big cryptos here to see how they're doing. Are they holding up? Are they bullish? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I want to say it's a guarantee that Bitcoin will close here below the 50 MA, right? It's not a guarantee. Filecoin finally. Yeah, I remember the guy. Who was it? I remember talking about Filecoin dumping down to these levels, right? And we did. That's insane. So I mean, that's something I got right. I remember back then I was talking about Filecoin. Right when it was here, people kept talking to me about Filecoin, and I said, look, it's probably gonna dump down to those crazy levels, right? And it did. I mean, obviously the flash crash went to like 33, but I mean, Filecoin took a major. I mean, you should not be in this coin, right? I mean, this coin is, in my opinion, practically dead. But I remember the guy that always said he was like, "Oh, Filecoin still hasn't hit this target, and you know, we did it." You know, big drop right there. I use so I like to use the 50 MA, the 21, and the 25. Right, the 50 MA on the weekly is very important for Bitcoin. If you look here at its history, we bounced off here in the first bull market, pulled back, bounced off of it, and the second time we closed below it, top was in, and in fact we came back up. Right, so I mean, if we get a structure like this happening here, meaning Bitcoin closes below the 50 MA, which is here in green, so we get a close below the 50, right? We dump more, then we pull back up, and then we get a big rejection off of it, putting in a lower low. Then yeah, I mean, that's obviously a big bearish market structure right there, right? That's basically following what happened here. But that hasn't happened yet, right? It's not guaranteed that that will happen and that will follow this structure right here. Right? We have this big head and shoulders here too. So yeah. But it is a big deal here. We're gonna test it possibly for the third time this bull market. Right? Last week this has been holding this bull market support here. We put here the Gaussian channel too, which is basically the top band of the Gaussian channel. So, and this is on the weekly, right? So this is a big deal here to see what happens here in this price action with Bitcoin in the next coming days and weeks. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you to everyone who sent the gifts. Overall, let's talk about the bullish and bearish. So I'm showing you guys here the bearish scenario if Bitcoin does lose that 50 MA. And then it pumps up and gets rejected on it, right? Because if we do lose it, we're probably gonna dump more, and then we'll probably pump, and and then we could get rejected there. That's definitely very bearish. Now the bullish thing is, there's a lot, you know, I'm honestly more bullish. I honestly think this crash, which was the biggest crypto crash based on the stats, right, the liquidation, I think that's bullish, honestly. I know a lot of people can disagree with me, but the fact that it was, what, like 19 billion in leverage, right, and, you know, obviously it's mostly leverage, but it definitely resets the market, in my own opinion. And, you know, it technically was the biggest crypto crash in terms of money, but that's obviously in the leverage section, right? We didn't have that amount of longs and leverage when we were dumping down here, right? Or even right here with the FTX collapse, because we were already bearish down, right? It was just another capitulation drop. But here, right, especially after Bitcoin, it was definitely very shady here, seeing Bitcoin pump with Binance pumping. And also privacy coins pumping, right? I mean, there's definitely some shady stuff there happening behind the scenes. And then we get a complete reversal and drop here, right? Liquidating. I mean, when we pumped here, obviously that baited a lot of longs. A lot of people going long, right? And then we completely dropped here. And, you know, I even talked about, I mean, you know, when we did break that 120K level, I did talk about us coming back down here and possibly holding this as support, and we didn't, right? And that was bearish right there, not holding this very key level here, 119,500 level, 120K, right? And it was a fast, I mean, we could have dumped down here, kind of flatten out here for a little bit. That would have been bullish, but we just completely closed below here on the weekly. That was bearish, and then I followed with another bearish candle. You see that? So who's not a real person? Yeah, guys, please don't fall for the scams. Yeah, let me take this guy out, because there's a lot of scams out there. Let me take this guy out of here. Just block his account. Yeah, let's mute him. But yeah, guys, there's a lot of scams. It's crazy how these guys are coming to the live streams now, right? There's a lot of guys in my videos too, in the comments. So don't fall for those, especially the DMs. You know, anytime someone's DMing you about crypto, how's your crypto, this and that, it's all a scam. Okay. So yeah, I just took them out. But yeah, you know, there's a lot of people calling the top is in. It's definitely a different sentiment. I mean, you got Andrew Tate calling Bitcoin to go to 26K. So that alone makes me bullish. Doesn't mean we can't go lower, right? Doesn't mean I'm right. But seeing the sentiment switch like that, it honestly, I know it's weird, but it gives me confidence, right? It gives me more confidence, seeing a lot of people more bearish, changing their tone. Especially when you got these guys like Andrew Tate calling 26K and this and that. But, you know, I also want to, you know, a lot of people have been talking about this too, the bullish scenario here regarding the connection with gold and Bitcoin in the crypto market, right? Because gold pumping like this to crazy new all-time highs. And usually, you know, the bullish thing here that a lot of people have been saying regarding gold is the fact that when gold pumps to all-time highs, when it tops out, right, and it pulls back like that, usually Bitcoin pumps. And I mean, technically that's what happened here, right, back in 2020, right? Gold pumped here, and then we topped out, we were kind of flattening out here, and, you know, Bitcoin pumped right into 2021. So I mean, that happened here. This is what a lot of bulls are saying. We'll see if this repeats, right? First, obviously, gold has to top out. We don't know if it topped out yet, possibly. And then we have to have some sideways movement like that. Oh, it's a little too loud? Okay, I got you, bro. I got you. Yeah, it might be a little too loud. Sorry if I haven't. Oh, yeah. I think I did it by accident here. Yeah, let me know if it's good now. Maybe it's too low. Yeah, let me know if it's good now. You know, a lot of people are saying the tariffs, but it's not just the tariffs. I don't believe it's just the tariffs. Like I said, there's a lot of shady stuff behind this, because before this dump, You saw privacy coins, Zcash. You know, that tells me there's a lot of whales trading privacy coins, right? And obviously you saw Binance Pump. And obviously with the crash, you saw, I mean, there was a lot of exchanges that prevented people from going in and selling or buying crypto, right? That was very shady as well. So I definitely felt like a coordinated drop, right? Where the market makers all get together and just drop the market, and they, you know, they want to blame it on the tariffs, but I think it's deeper than that. Thank you, Punky. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, guys, like I said, you know, this is what a lot of bulls are talking about right now. We don't know for sure if this will happen. Just like the 4-year cycle, we don't know for sure if that's going to happen. So far, it's in play. But if this does happen, then, you know, gold tops out. We pull back like we did here in 2020, 2021. Then Bitcoin will pump, right? I mean, it will go into Bitcoin. Because you can see right here how gold tops out 2020. And then it flattens out here, but Bitcoin pumps here going into 2021. Right, so we'll see if that scenario plays out. Let's see, October 2011. Did Bitcoin do the same thing here? October 2011. What was October 2011? I mean, Bitcoin, I mean, that was just Bitcoin was just new back then, right? Wouldn't really consider that. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Look, I'm overall bullish based on certain situations, right? Like gold, quantitative easing, right? Interest rates dropping, all these certain things, right? And it might mean we have to drop before these things happen, right? Just like we dropped before we got stimulus checks and all those things happening, right? With the money printer, right? So with the interest rates dropping, right? We don't know if we're gonna. I mean, possibly. I would probably expect a another rate cut next month, right? I don't know. Is there going to be another? I don't think there's going to be another meeting this month, right? But possibly a lot of people talk about next month. Can you look at ETH? Yeah, let's take a look here at ETH and some other coins. My favorite meme coin. I like Toshi. I like Doge. Doge is my biggest holding in terms of meme coins. But I like Toshi, and I like Turbo for this bull market. Okay. Now it's good. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, we'll take a look at here, ETH, XRP, all those coins. I'll share some of the coins I've been buying here. And like ETH, I remember talking about ETH here. I even made a video here on TikTok, if you guys remember. I said ETH, we were up here, right? We broke that multi-year resistance level for Ethereum. And I was like, okay, look, if ETH doesn't come back and flip this multi-year resistance level as support, we're going to top out prematurely, maybe at 7K, 8K or something like that. But if we do pull back and we flip this multi-year resistance level here at, you know, basically 3K, 3,800, 3,700 level, whatever, then I mean, this is bullish, right? This pullback for Ethereum is bullish. And also when you compare it to how much Bitcoin dropped, ETH's been holding up pretty well, in my honest opinion. So if you really look at ETH's structure here, I honestly believe it's bullish, right? I'm confident looking here at ETH and for the rest of the market here, because ETH coming back down here to this multi-year resistance level, flipping it as support, sideways here, right? Kind of like a bull flag, right? And that's bullish for us to catapult to higher all-time highs here. Okay, we can't just keep going up here forever, right, without these big pullbacks. And yeah, I mean, seeing how ETH is, seeing how much Bitcoin came down, right, to 103, you would think ETH would be down here or somewhere like that, right? Like the 2000, something like that. But no, it's been holding up pretty well, to be honest. Oh, the rate, oh, 10 days. Okay. I didn't know that. 100% chance to cut. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so that's, I mean, I didn't know I thought it was already done in October. Yeah. Yeah, but shout out to Punky. Thank you for the update. So yeah, I mean, if they keep, you know, it sucks because Powell, he's just been super slow. And, you know, if it was up to Trump, we would have got some crazy cuts already, but, you know, obviously Trump can't control him. But, you know, based on the situation, I'm bullish on the market. I know a lot of people are bearish, but we're getting quantitative easing. We're getting gold pumping. When gold tops out, possibly topped out, that's good for Bitcoin, right? Seeing what happened last time. Now, I also did say there's gonna be a pullback, a correction that's gonna feel like the 4-year cycle is in play. I didn't expect to be the biggest crypto crash in history, right? I didn't expect it to be that big. But let's be honest, right? In terms of it was mostly in leverage trading, right? When I think it was like 19 billion or something like that. To me, in my opinion, that's bullish. I like the fact that that got wiped out in leverage trading, right? From unresponsible traders that don't use stop losses. And that's another thing too. I mean, it's evil, right? And it's dark, but you saw people lose their lives. You know, rest in peace to the people that lost their lives. It's really sad to see how a crash that big affected a lot of people that maybe were managing funds, right, and using leverage. And that's why, you know, if you're going to use leverage, you got to focus on risk management, right? You can't just, you know, you see Bitcoin pumping here to 125, 126K. You can't be just going 100% long with no stop loss and no plan in a dump like that, right? So rest in peace to those people. But, you know, when these things happen and these big dumps like this happen, usually in history, right, it's bullish. Or usually in history, when we look back at it, it was like, oh yeah, maybe that was a good time to buy. The next meeting is in December after this. Okay, so November, there's no meeting, I guess. Okay. Thank you guys for the likes. Yeah, it's very sad. Yeah. It's very sad. And that's why you guys got to focus on risk management for sure. Yeah, traders getting greedy. And like I said, there's something very shady here that happened here with Binance and privacy coins here that were pumping right before this crash, this reversal. I think the big sign here in the charts too was this, right? After we pumped up, we closed below this big level here, because I said we had to come down here to flip this as support. And we closed here pretty big here. I mean, we had a big dump here. That was already the big sign. We closed down here. Okay, that obviously followed by another big red candle, right? So really the lifeline for Bitcoin right now is that 50 MA. And if we close below that, we're probably going to dump more. And then we're probably going to get a massive pump to where if we get rejected by that, most likely what happened, then that'll be the higher low, right? That's the scenario that can happen. That's a bearish scenario, right? It's not guaranteed. I'm not saying it's going to 100% happen, but as you've seen here, every massive pullback that 50 MA has been holding this entire bull market. And also too, like I said, regarding the 4-year cycle narrative, which I said that you're going to see it all over the place, especially if we got a big correction and pullback. And it was the biggest crypto crash. So it's playing 100% in play with that 4-year cycle. Where we look right here, where's the 4-year cycle halving thing? Where is it at? Right here. So, yeah, so this is the halving. So, I mean, this crash, the biggest crypto crash in the history, is playing 100% with that 4-year cycle narrative here, right? We get here the 4-year cycle top. You look at this right here, you compare it. I mean, it's literally right to the month, right? It's right to the month right there from the halving, ever since the halving. So even if you put it right here from the past one. Because the Fourier cycle's only been like the last 2 cycles technically, right? You can see right there, that one's pretty accurate too. And here was a little bit faster, right? A little bit earlier. But if we're playing with that Fourier cycle narrative, it's early to the month. So that's where you're gonna start to see a lot right now is the Fourier cycle 100% playing out. But I do think there's definitely a possibility where this cycle we break that Fourier cycle narrative, right? And it kind of flips, it kind of surprises people and thinking it's like a super cycle. And that's really when you want to sell. You know, when people are saying it's a super cycle or the Fourier cycle is broken, which at some point I believe it will be broken, and that's really the point where you want to sell or take profits. I was getting nervous with Zcash pumping and Binance coin making new highs and stealing the liquidity. Yeah, I mean it was pretty weird, right? And Binance BNB, you know, it's been doing extremely well here. It's still above the 1,000. What do you think of Dogecoin? I haven't looked at Dogecoin yet. Risk management is essential. Never take risks that you can't afford. Yeah, exactly what Eric said. And let's take a look here at XRP for Eric, right? Because I know he has XRP. I mean, you can see. I mean, XRP, and this is what I was saying. This is why I think it was shady too, right? Because when we had these flash crashes to like $1.55 XRP, like every coin went to some crazy levels, right? All these exchanges, most of the exchanges, the top ones, were all down basically. So they were preventing. I mean, a lot of people have been saying crypto is fragile, it's unstable, and all these things, but these exchanges, I mean, we were crashing hard and these exchanges were down, right? So that, you know, they prevented people from buying. I know people might say from selling, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have bought XRP here at 155 or as it was crashing down here, right? That would, I mean, that could have even prevented it from crashing down that low. So I'm pretty sure a lot of exchanges were buying a ton of cheap crypto at these crazy levels. But I mean, looking at XRP, right, we can see right here, you know, this is definitely a must hold level here to hold above $2 here, which was the previous base level here support. Actually, take a look here. It's kind of crazy because that wick down was exactly to that 21 MA here on the monthly, right? Boom, right to that 21 MA. Well, let's take a look here at the weekly. I mean, we lost that 50 MA, so it's definitely not looking good. But really, the last level support is like around like 191, right? So we closed below 191. We're definitely looking bad here. But I mean, if we hold this level, I mean, it's pretty bullish, right? Because we're putting in some bullish divergence here with a possible higher low right there, and then the lower low in stochastic. So I mean, we're getting very oversold on the weekly, but we're still higher than like 191 level here, right? So unless if you see a big dump to 190 and we're kind of closing around there, then that's probably a bearish sign. But if not, we close above here the next coming 2 weeks at least, then we're looking pretty good here for XRP. Okay, because this is, I mean, this bullish divergence can play out here, right? You see extremely oversold, even more than back here at 190, 188. So even though it's a massive dump, closing above here, above $2 or so, it's pretty good. Yeah, we'll take a look at ICP. Yeah, don't forget to comment your favorite coins. We'll take a look here at ICP for Punky. And we'll take a look here at Polkadot. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at all your favorite altcoins, guys. Don't worry. ICP. Man, ICP is really on life alert right now. It's really at the bottom here. Insane. Is this coin dead? I mean, look at that. Well, first of all, this is Bitfinex. I mean, obviously all exchanges had different prices, but according to Bitfinex, it flash crashed to 150. 150. Right now it's at 295, which is exactly the bottom here back in September 2023. September 2023. So I mean, like, it's basically on life alert. Yeah. I mean, if you close below this level, then we're basically dead here for ICP. So I mean, this is the last level where it needs to hold. How much days we got left for the weekly close? We got like 1 day left. So we got 1 day left. If we close below this major support level, the bottom here, 2023, basically the lowest ICP went this bull market, then this coin is probably dead. Okay. So far, I mean, if it holds this level, there still is a chance this coin can revive, but I mean, just look at it, right? I mean, we can have a falling knife situation here and go down to that level where we're wick down to 150. Polkadot, let's take a look here at Polkadot. And then we'll take a look here at Dogecoin too. I haven't looked at Dogecoin yet. Yeah, Polkadot. Very similar to ICP in a way, right? I mean, we're basically the lowest here on the weekly at the moment from this entire bear market, man. Even before 2020 here. And we went down to 94 cents, 99 cents for Polkadot. So I would say it's a very similar scenario here with ICP, where I mean, this could be a falling knife here if it closes below this, if the market continues to drop. You know, this could be really the end to a lot of coins, because you look at a chart like this, right? It's just this massive capitulation here, where it's basically a coin going to zero. And I remember saying right here, right? I mean, the Polkadot, the bullish scenario for Polkadot is that massive inverse head and shoulders, but it didn't play out. We dumped down here. Yeah, a lot of alts do. I mean, you gotta understand Polkadot, ICP, these guys, I'm pretty sure Filecoin too, right? These coins are basically at the lowest they've ever been here. This entire cycle, in the bear market too. Kingdom Trader, how you doing, bro? I'm doing pretty good. How you been? Thank you for coming to the live stream. Shout out to Crypto Owl, the greatest. Thank you, bro. Solana, let's take a look at Solana. So look, Ethereum's been looking pretty good. XRP as well, I would say. Solana, let's take a look at Solana. Even Solana too, right? Even Solana too. So I mean, Solana, we actually came down to like 146. Solana, that wick on the monthly, we wicked down to that, you know, near that 25 MA. On the weekly. So on the weekly, it's kind of a critical level right here, right? I mean, this looks pretty bullish here if we hold this level for the weekly for Solana. So I am liking Solana. We got 1 day left for the weekly close. If we can, you know, we can have a massive bounce here if we hold this level. I mean, Solana is literally right on the 50 MA, the 25, and the 21 at the same time. So you got to close above this, near this here. I believe we'll have a nice bounce off of this level. Okay. So I'm liking Solana. I really am. It's not guaranteed, right? But I mean, we have 1 day left here for the weekly close. Then we got to see how we open up next week. So I might do a live stream tomorrow to finish this weekly close here. But I am liking Solana and Ethereum. I mean, these coins have been holding up pretty well in this crash. So pretty good here for Solana. Let's take a look here at Dogecoin. I know some of you guys asking for Dogecoin. So Dogecoin flash crashed to 9 cents. Wow. 9 cents Dogecoin flash crash. That's why, you know, that's why it's great to have limit orders too. I imagine the people that got their limit orders filled here. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it fills when the exchanges are off. That's why I hate these exchanges, because they're so shady, right? When the market is crashing like this, they prevent people from going on and buying, right, at these crazy low prices. But we see yeah, I mean, let's check here the weekly. Let's see how we're looking. So I mean, so far, I mean, Doge is still looking pretty good here. I wouldn't say Doge broke its structure, its bullish structure. All right. If we close here below that 0.5, which is below 1927 here on the weekly, which we got a day left, right? Then yeah, we can definitely test these lows here. This level here from 16 to even 14, right? This level here. So if we come back up here above 19 or so, then we're looking pretty good for Doge. But overall, we can see we've been pretty overbought on the weekly. And we got some bearish RSI here, confluence here. Let me see here. Yeah, I mean, that 200 MA2 is right on the 618, right at that level, right? So we can slowly drop down here. And even if we do, I would say we're still bullish for Dogecoin. Marco, what's up, Marco? Can you please take a look at Tao? Yes, I'll take a look at Tao. Tao's one of the ones that I bought under 300 bucks, and I'm happy I did, because I procrastinated on buying Tao, and then with the recent dump, it went under 300 bucks. I bought it, and it's been one of the few coins that's been pumping really well. So I'll take a look at Tao. But yeah, I mean, look at Dogecoin. It's still bullish here. It's still extremely bullish. I still believe this bullish confluence here is pretty good, right, on the monthly. So yeah, I mean, I'll look at that too on the monthly, right? If we put a new low here below, if you close here below 16 or so on the monthly, then that's not bullish. We need to hold 16, 17 on the monthly. We can't close below that on the monthly for Dogecoin. Thank you, Marco. Yeah, so let's take a look here at Tao. I'm happy about Tao. Not a ton, right? Not a lot of Tao, but I'm happy I at least bought some. And let's take a look here at Tao. Justin Chill, yeah, what's up? Sensei, how you doing, bro? Thank you all you guys for the likes too, by the way. I wasn't even down 10 minutes. You didn't have time to move money and buy something. It was already going back up. Yeah, I know. That's why limit orders are pretty important. So Tao, we had that retest of the 618, which is bullish. You can see we bounced off of here. This is where I bought Tao. I bought it slightly under 300, like around 290, 280 something. And the reason why I bought it is because I saw, yeah, I mean, we had a retest of the 618. So like, yeah, I mean, obviously this is a good time to buy. And it was, right? Even though the market dumped, Tao went up to like 476. Insane. So Tao is extremely bullish here. I'm really liking Tao. We also have a massive inverse head and shoulders that could possibly play out here, right, to the upside. And I would say overall a big reason for this is Tao's good tokenomics. It has really good tokenomics, good supply. It's really the leader here of the AI sector. So if you see Tao doing well, most likely AI coins are going to do pretty well in the future. The good AI coins. You can also see right here how on the weekly, you know, we're getting a lot of resistance here, not just because of the Fibonacci level, but the 50 MA. So I would say a good price point here if Tao does pull back a lot, 353, which it definitely makes sense if it pulls back to that level, because this is where we had this is the same level we're back in September where we had a big rejection. We went from 350 to like 290. So we can come back here, flip that as support, and then put in the higher low that we need, right, to kind of round this out here, right, and then continue to the upside. So I can see Tao doing something like that. So 350, 360, I would say that's a good area. Okay. Yeah, limited supply. Yeah, so that's why I think Tao is one of the best coins out there. It has limited supply, good tokenomics. I think it has lower supply than Bitcoin even. And I believe decentralized AI is a big narrative. So definitely a bullish coin here, in my opinion. I believe Tao will definitely go to 1,000 plus. Okay. So it's definitely a coin worth buying long term, in my opinion, not financial advice. Anytime, Marco. Anytime, bro. What's going on with Fetch? Let's take a look at Fetch. I did buy some more Near. I got in position on Near. Let's take a look here at Fetch. Let's see how it's doing. Man, so Fetch revisited. Okay, so Fetch. Man, Fetch revisited that August low here, August support. So I mean, it's been holding that. Let's see if Fetch is bullish. Let's see how it's doing here, because this is a massive drop here for Fetch. Obviously, you had the flash crash, but right now its support is right here, right? That August 2023 support level. It's slightly above that, but you can see we dumped down here too, and we're holding those levels. All right. But I would say, I mean, yeah, I mean, this is pretty bearish, to be honest. But most likely it will hold this level here, right, being this oversold. The bearish thing here to happen is coming back up here to the 618, which will eventually will, right, at 46 cents, and then getting a big rejection and then putting in the higher low and continue this downtrend, right? That's the bearish thing here to happen. But I do believe I'll hold this level, at least for this time period. All right, we can't have a big rejection here at the 618, around 46 cents. Fetch got a bad news regarding token burns. What happened with what's the bad news about? I mean, I don't see Fetch being one of those coins that is dead, right? Like there's some other coins that are at crazy new lows, but you know, we definitely need to hold this level, put in a higher low here to continue this uptrend here, right? Put in a higher low right there and continue it. Oh yeah, I remember about the split. It's crazy, right? Obviously, it's crazy how there's gonna be issues with that. A lot of people have been saying that's a bad idea regarding the split. 21 shares ETF got approved for Solana. Yeah, that's another bullish thing too, right, guys? So I mean, regarding the gold, regarding quantitative easing, regarding the ETFs, it's very bullish in my opinion. XRP as well, right? It's a legal dispute. Wow. That's insane. I mean, that's pretty bearish for Fetch. Hopefully it gets resolved. What do you think about Near, Punky? Because I did buy some Near, not a ton, but I did buy some Near. Thank you guys for coming to the live stream. Yeah, I'll do Zcash. Fetch. Yeah, let's do Fetch. I mean, Vet. Vchain. I do like this bearish sentiment. I do like it. I like seeing everyone bearish. So Fetch. So the flash crash went below its bear market lows, right? But we came back up here too. Basically the bear market zone here. All right, we're on the weekly. On the monthly, that is. We got 13 days left, so. Yeah, this is definitely bearish, right? I mean, this zone right here is the bear market zone. We have a day left for this week, right? We got to completely come back up here. If we close out here, we can definitely come down lower, maybe a penny and a half or so. And then we could test the bear market zones here from 2023, 2020. Yeah, 2023 basically. I mean, we definitely need a fast recovery for Fetch pretty soon if we're going to be bullish, right? I mean, the good thing here, though, is... I mean, if we do get a fast recovery on the monthly, right, maybe towards the end of October, whatever, we come back up here somewhere, I would say that's good, right? Because we basically... That monthly RSI, we reset to very oversold. So if we can come back up here to above 2 cents or so, I would say that's bullish for Fetch here on the monthly. Right, it's a big what if, but it can definitely happen here. Us coming back up here and closing on the monthly towards the end of October. All right. So I want to say Fetch it. I mean, Vchain is completely dead. Thank you. There's a new staking platform for Vchain, loads of partnerships, but it's just been bearish. Yeah, what's the new staking platform? Because I think I've been staking Vchain on, is it VWorld? Because I think that's where I stake my Vchain. I don't know if it's VWorld. But yeah, guys, look at the Bitcoin halvings. Look how insane correlated we are to the past cycle, right? You look at that, right? Last cycle, we compare it to last cycle, it's to the month. It's to the month. And I talked about this too a couple months back ago. I said, there's going to be a big narrative for the 4-year cycle very soon, October, November. There's going to be a big narrative for the 4-year cycle topping in. And it's not a coincidence that we literally have this massive crypto crash. Literally, I mean, look at this. The same time period that we topped out last cycle post-halving. I mean, look at that. So, I mean, two things could happen. One, we could, the top could be in, right? And we follow that 4-year cycle for the 3rd year cycle in a row. The other thing, which I believe will happen, again, it's not guaranteed and I could be very wrong, is that we break, I mean, we basically trap a lot of the bears thinking that, right? We pull the market down. The market makers do what they did, in my opinion, cause the biggest crypto crash, right? Bringing the market down, causing people to think the 4-year cycle is in play for the 3rd year, and then we pump Bitcoin into new all-time highs, right? And then people are calling it super cycle. The 4-year cycle is done. And then that's the new narrative, right? So, I mean, those are the two things that I believe will happen. Either one of those two. Stargate. Okay, I'll check it out. Narrative is basically like the headline for the media. It's like the big thing that everyone's talking about, what's on everyone's mind. Just like October was the big narrative, right? Where everyone was talking about October, the market pumping. So, I mean, I'm just sharing you guys here possibilities. The new staking is on Stargate. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to check it out. Everything's down 90%. Another thing too here. Let me check out my special Bitcoin chart. I'm gonna share here with you guys my special Bitcoin chart. And again, guys, you guys can check out one of my favorite platforms. They gave me this campaign right here. I can't talk too much about it because I don't get banned here on TikTok. But check it out. This is like instant rewards that you get for this amount right here. Okay. And again, you can withdraw it. You know, you don't have to keep it on here, but definitely take advantage of it. It's in the pinned comment. You can see right here. You could take a screenshot, whatever, but it's ends October 22nd, right? So yeah, I mean, you could take advantage of this, get those rewards, withdraw, do whatever you want. But shout out to them. They gave me this special live stream campaign. You guys can check it out in the pinned comment or the bio. So let's check out here my special Bitcoin chart. And by the way, if you guys want to get my charts, my indicators, I'm gonna have a really cool indicator coming out soon. I think I already have 10. You guys can check out my WAP. Okay. So I mean, this is my special Bitcoin chart here, based on Fibonacci. Let's take a look here. And I love this bearish sentiment. I really do. Especially seeing the live stream so slow, right? Not a lot of people. It really does make me bullish. But yeah, I mean, look at it. Looking at this, 69K, right? That was the zone here that we broke out of. 69K. So, I mean, a possible top here for Bitcoin is 175. 175K. If we follow the last Fibonacci target we had last cycle, right at the 1618. You check Pump, Pengu. Yeah, I'll take a look at those coins. Let's check out Pengu first. I mean, Pengu definitely looks like it wants to drop more and kind of build support here. Right. It definitely looks like it wants to drop a little, you know, more further down here to this zone. Kind of build support there. Which long term is not bearish, right? You know, we have a big drop here for Pengu. Build support here, kind of a bullish bottoming pattern, and then we start to, you know, continue this nice uptrend. Let's look here on the daily. I would say the biggest hint for that, right, for us to come down here, which I think is the bigger probability, is on the daily. You see the 200 MA? Pengu was testing that for the first time, the 200 MA. It never came down to test the 200 MA, but with this crash, it did, right? You can see how we wick back up here. We even bounced on the 200 MA for Pengu right there, boom. And now we're testing it again. So if Pengu closes below the 200 MA here on the daily, you can see how we wick down here and we close above it, where we're just like right on it, right? If we close below here, we get a clear close below the 200 MA, then yeah, we're dumping down here to this level. So it's a situational action here for Pengu. Right. I mean, but if you want to buy the big dip here for Pengu, I mean, those levels obviously 0.15, 0.17, 0.13, this level right here, basically. And again, don't be frightful. I mean, Pengu coming down to this level, long term is still bullish. It's still bullish long term. If you build support there and bounce off that level. I'll take a look at Pump. I do hold this coin. Surprisingly, I'm still up on it because I bought it after the big crash, after it came out, a couple days after it came out. I definitely want to look at the charts because I might buy some more here depending how it's looking. So let's take a look here at Pump. What's the best, maybe Gate.io? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, okay, Gate.io. So Pump.fun, very similar to Pengu too, right? It's coming down to a big level to where building support here is actually bullish, right? You know, this psychological level right here. So when you come down here, we build support on this level, kind of range a bit, and then we can, you know, move up to the upside. Extremely oversold too, where we're on the daily. Let's actually check the weekly too. So you can see right here, right? I mean, we were bound for a massive retest, and obviously that retest level is exactly this level right here. So yeah, I might pick up some more Pump.fun because I do believe I am bullish on Pump.fun as a platform itself, and it holding this level long term. You guys been killing it. Thank you guys for the likes. 23,000 likes. What's up, Crypto Holmes? How you doing, bro? Do Yearn Finance. Let's do Yearn Finance. Yeah, Yearn, man, look at that. Yearn went to like 2,900, came back up here to 4,000. Shout out to people who had a limit order down there. But yeah, I mean, I'll wait at least a couple weeks here to see what it does, because it is testing the extreme lows here. Yearn. Where we were extremely overbought over here. You can see how we actually got rejected on the weekly, right on the 21 and the 25 right there, right? So it is pretty bearish, I'm not gonna lie, but depending where it closes here on the weekly, we can be making a bottom here. All right, we can go here on the daily actually, see how it's doing. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to buy, right? If you're bullish on this coin, extreme lows here from back in 2023. 2024 bottom. It's in that same range and we're dropping here to oversold levels. So I'll wait at least a week or two just to be safe. I mean, I wouldn't blame that on Trump. I know a lot of people are saying the tariffs or whatever, but it's definitely more than that. And everyone knows it too, right? We saw privacy coins pumping, Binance pumping. There's a lot of shady stuff behind this massive crash, and everyone wants to blame the tariffs and all that, but it's not. I don't think it's just the tariffs or Trump doing that purposely. Right, but we saw privacy coins pumping, Binance pumping, and now there's a whole thing going on with Binance apparently suing. So I think the thing is, everyone is just blaming it on the tariffs. I think it's much bigger than the tariffs, obviously, because we already had so many news regarding the tariffs in the past, and it wasn't a crash to this level. I mean, you guys got to understand, this was the biggest crypto crash in terms of liquidation. It really baited a lot of longs, or there was already a lot of longs, but it baited even more longs, and they were all liquidated, right? And honestly, like, it's weird. I know it's weird, but it makes me bullish to see 19 billion liquidated. Definitely resets the whole market. And even though it's a massive dump, I think, in my opinion, it's pretty bullish. You were locked out of your exchange. That's another thing too that's very shady, right? A lot of exchange. I mean, we had flash crashes to extreme lows, and all these exchanges prevented people from going in and buying. They were probably buying, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of exchanges out there were buying at these cheap levels. So, yeah, there's definitely a lot more behind the scenes. Wells are favoring Bitcoin, I think, right now. Pump and Zora. I mean, Pump came down hard, but I don't know about Zora. And that's another thing too. We saw that person that was leveraging and made a ton of money on shorting the market right before the crash, right? We don't know who that is officially, but it just shows you that it was definitely coordinated. A lot of big market makers in the market. Gonna check Ondo. But I'm loving the bearish sentiment. You got Andrew Tate coming out here calling Bitcoin to 26K. You got everyone flipping bearish. Not everyone, but a lot of people flipping bearish, saying the top is in. I really do like that because, seeing people that bullish, that bearish, and this bearish sentiment, but at the same time seeing that we're getting into quantitative easing. We had that, gold going parabolic and possibly can top out anytime. And we have all these ETFs, right? It's where I just feel like we're in a situation where we're still extremely bullish for 2026, right? Even the end of this quarter, 2026. I think 2027 will probably be that massive crash in the stock market. Which obviously will affect crypto. So Ondo, flash crashing into 57 cents. Ondo's been holding up pretty well too. Not too bad here. Especially if Ondo holds this level right here. We're getting some bullish divergence, right? We hold this level right here. We're getting some bullish divergence. Coming here, very extremely oversold. So the weekly close is pretty important here for Ondo. Got inverse head and shoulders, but pretty good. It's pretty good in my opinion. You just gotta, I'll wait at least the weekly close to see what it does. So you got 1 day left. It's at a major level right here, where it bottomed the last 2 times it was here in this range. So I would watch that weekly tomorrow. But overall, not as bad as many altcoins that dumped down even more and are putting in lower lows at the moment. The Shemitah year 2029. Look, my reasoning for 2027 is it being a GOAT year, and we also have the Benner chart 2026. So I'm bullish. I've always been bullish for 2026. I think Bitcoin will probably top out in 2026. Rumor has it Barron. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that's Barron Trump. I'm a GOAT. You're a GOAT? That's awesome, bro. 2027. GOAT year. Well, the reason why it's because the charts also show, you know, that, and you know, the stock market is what is it? Isn't it Ox? I think. Yeah. So. You think the market will stay like this until Trump is done as president? I mean, we got 3 years then, right? Gold is going to dip now. We made the 9th green week already. It's hard for it to keep going up. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, a lot of people are calling gold to have topped out, right? A lot of people calling, and here's the thing, right? I posted a TikTok today, or shorts here on YouTube, talking about gold and the scenario in the market. Guys, for the last 6 years, I know it's not just me, but for the last 6 years, I've been telling guys how cash is trash. You should not be saving cash. You should have an emergency fund, in my opinion. But just look at this chart. Look at gold. Even look at Bitcoin, right? Look at these historic levels for gold, for Bitcoin, real estate too. If there's not any more proof that shows you how cash is the sinking ship, it's Titanic, right? Ever since 2020, I mean, it's always been that, but 2020 was really that accelerator, where we printed so much. You know, the top people, they're like, you know, let's accelerate this, let's put in a crazy event, print so much, that will cause us to print so much and accelerate this sinking ship. And just look at gold right there, right? And Bitcoin too. Bitcoin, crazy historic levels. So cash is not king. You do not want to be saving cash. You want to be buying real world assets, whether it's precious metals, Bitcoin, the good cryptos, real estate, whatever it is, right, that holds value. BTC is the safest right now. Sammy. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Aren't they able to track who that person was, right? They're able to track his wallet, right? So hopefully we'll see what he does. We'll see if it's him or not. You never know. It might be Eric Trump, right? You know, you never know. Patriots, what's up, bro? Thanks for coming to the live stream. Yeah, I've been talking about this whole time. Right, a lot of people are calling it because of the tariffs. It's definitely not the tariffs. There's a lot more behind the scenes. It might even, you know, we might even see more as time goes on. But we saw privacy coins pumping, Binance pumping, and we saw people in DEXs putting in shorts. Who knows, might be tied to Trump, right? A lot of you guys are saying this, and it was definitely coordinated. That's one thing for sure. You heard Binance is being sued by France? What's up, Rick? Thanks for coming to the live stream. Shout out to Rick on here. And maybe a big part of this crash too was for Trump's exchange, right? World Liberty. Maybe they picked up a ton of cheap crypto to add to their exchange, right? Maybe that's a big thing too. Because it's what I've been saying too, right? Regarding the exchanges preventing people, buyers to coming in, and you know, they're buying on the scenes, building up a big liquidity. But yeah, look, gold, the bullish scenario here, guys, is gold. The gold tops out, where a lot of people are calling it to top out already. And we drop here in gold and we range here, right? If we follow the same thing that happened here in 2020, which this was 2020, well, not there, over here, right? If it happens the same thing here in 2020, and we do this, right? This was when Bitcoin went parabolic, and altcoin, we had an altcoin season and all that, right? So this is what a lot of the bulls are talking about possibly happening. A similar situation. Right, because this was August 2020. August 2020. And, you know, 2021. Going into 2021, Bitcoin obviously went parabolic, in altcoins too. So we'll see if this actually plays out. But the main thing here, guys, is that cash is trash. Look at gold's chart. Look at Bitcoin's chart. You do not want to be in cash long term. You want to buy things that actually hold value, that can be printed. That's what you should be investing in. All right, even Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin. Look at this. It's even though we had a massive dump, and that's the thing too, right? We're gonna get used to seeing Bitcoin make these massive moves. If Bitcoin is gonna be at 500K, a million, it's gonna make 10K moves in a day, right? It's gonna make these massive moves in a day. So, you know, we're not used to seeing Bitcoin make these 10K, 5K moves fast like that. You guys saw all the likes, by the way. Oh yeah, Zcash. Let me check out Zcash for you. Like I said, it's very shady that Zcash pumped like this before this massive crash, right? It shows you there's a lot of whales, a lot of the market makers were trading Zcash, a privacy coin, because, you know, they can't get tracked. But yeah, Zcash, I mean, Zcash, let's look here. Let's zoom in here and see how we're looking here for Zcash. Obviously, it might be a good time to take profits for sure. It's extreme lows, extreme highs here. Or we might bounce off of this level, right? So honestly, I mean, Zcash is overall long-term is bullish. We're going to get these pullbacks just like we did right here. From 294 to near that 21 MA, right? And now we're very oversold on the daily. So it might get a bounce here, right? But this might be the start of that bounce. So, I mean, it definitely doesn't hurt to take profits on Zcash. Also on the 4 hour too, we're kind of in this downtrend here on the 4 hour. Kind of rejecting that 21 and 25 right there too, right? So it kind of is bearish here short term, but I do believe we'll get a big bounce here. We'll put in the higher low. Letters in Bloom, what's up? I'm bullish. I'm bullish too. And I love this sentiment. It definitely reminds me of the bear market when, you know, I would go live and there wouldn't be a lot of people. Definitely reminds me of that time. So it's pretty not nostalgic in my opinion. But based on the situation that we're in, I'm bullish because of that, because of quantitative easing, because of gold, because of the ETFs and all these things, right? And also 2026, right? I'm bullish for 2026. Yeah. And obviously the biggest one is Andrew Tate calling 26K Bitcoin. That's probably the biggest reason why I'm bullish. We got a lot of people flipping bearish on crypto Twitter. So, I mean, those are great things to see. And it doesn't mean we will dump lower here. I would say a very bearish thing here is obviously losing that 50 MA on the weekly. That's pretty bearish. Which at the moment it's at 101, 102, 101. Because that 50 MA, if you look here, that 50 MA has been this entire bull market support, right? Boom, boom. Last cycle, when we lost that 50 MA, which is in green, we had a dead cat bounce. We bounced back to it. We got rejected. And then we dumped. So we have something similar here. What that does happen where we lose that 50 MA, meaning we close below it, right? We're probably going to end up lower and then probably pump. All right, we get rejected on it. That's extremely bearish. I mean, just losing it itself is bearish. But again, it's a big if, right? It's a big if. It might not happen. We might bounce on it here again. Or that might be the low. We'll see. I mean, you think people thought that when around here? Right? A lot of people thought it was over around here too. So we'll see how this reacts here in the next weeks or so. It's gonna be very action-packed. I'm gonna be going live. Yeah, I'll check out Toshi, which other coin, and Chainlink. Yeah, for sure. But look, I love this chart here, right? The Benner chart. We can see right here, 2026. Year of high prices, right? So obviously I'm not saying this is the most important chart. This is 100% guaranteed, but we look here in past history, it's been pretty accurate here with 2027, 1999, obviously 1999, 2000 .com bubble crash, 2007, 2008 big market crash, right? So that's another reason why I'm bearish for 2027, because it also aligns with this, the charts, and 2027 being a GOAT year. That's bad. That's not stock market. Stock market's ox, right? GOAT and ox don't go well. So a lot of things aligning with 2027 and 2026 being a very good year, right? We got quantitative easing. We're probably gonna get a big 100% interest rate drop. So it just makes me more confident, for sure. The chart, so this chart is called Samuel Benner. So the guy, his name is Samuel Benner, right? Samuel Benner. And this chart it dates back to the 1800s. It's insane. Where obviously this one starts, I put this one 1927, but you can look at it. It's not 100% accurate, but 2027, year of high prices, 1999, year of high prices. You can go back. I mean, even the pandemics, right? You can see right here. The top is years where pandemics occurred. 2019, right? 2019. So if this plays out again, 2026 is going to be the best times to sell, because technically here it's going to be year of good times, high prices, and the time to sell stocks and values of kind. So that's why I'm bullish into 2026. But 2027, if we really go into a massive super cycle into 2026, just get out. Like, get out of the entire market, sell everything, because 2027, or at least the end of 2026, it's going to be a bad. January 20th. Yeah. And 2026 too is Bitcoin's enemy year, right? So I would expect Bitcoin to top in its enemy year. Anytime, anytime, buddies. Oh yeah, Chainlink. What was it? Chainlink and Toshi, right? Let's take a look here at Chainlink. Buying 2027 for 2034, right? Yeah, 2030. And I think it's crazy because 2034 is gonna be the year where 99% of Bitcoin is gonna be mined. Let me actually ask ChatGPT here. So I remember what Michael Saylor said that. What year? I think it's 2023 or 2024. Oh, my bad. 2035. Yeah, so 2035. So, pretty crazy. But yeah, let's take a look here at Chainlink, and then we'll take a look at, what was the other coin? Toshi. Man, look at that. Who would have bought Chainlink here at $7? $7 Chainlink. Well, you couldn't buy it because exchanges were down, right? Exchanges were down here, and you couldn't buy it, or put limit orders down there, right? Down that low. But even with this massive flash crash, Chainlink comes back up here. And it's still holding extremely well, just like Ethereum, just like Solana. Coming down to their big past resistance level here, which is this top right here, right? We're holding it pretty well. You know, one thing is to be kind of struggling down here around 13, 12 or something. The other thing is to be up here at its previous May top from back in May. So, I mean, Chainlink holding this level is pretty bullish here. Right, we build a support here. Boom, boom. All right. And I did buy some Chainlink. Chainlink was one of my big buys on this crash. Even at $18. I bought it at $18. I bought it around here. So. Yeah, definitely if you zoom out for sure. And also to a Chainlink, if you look here at Chainlink, right? So I mean, if it closes below here, the Fibonacci level under 1565, right? We are below the 21 to 25 here, and there's a chance we can revisit that 200 MA. But so far it's holding, right? So far it's situational. Let's see how we close out here on the weekly. We got a day left, even next week too. We got to hold this level. Well, overall on Chainlink, if you look on the monthly, it's actually holding the 21 and 25. Right, the 21 in blue, 25 right there. On the monthly, we're holding this level. So that's pretty good. If we get a monthly close, even at $16, it's still very bullish here for Chainlink. If you look at that, pulling back to these massive moving averages here at 21, 25. Wow, that's awesome. 500 Chainlink. That's definitely more than what I have, but that's a great amount of Chainlink to hold. Especially if it goes back to, you know, its all-time high and $100, which my price prediction for Chainlink is 100 to 130. But no doubt, it can definitely surprise people and go to 200. I think that would definitely take some time, right? And 100, right? 100 is just a 2x from its past all-time highs. I think Chainlink is definitely one of those coins you hold out long-term. Obviously, definitely take profits, right? If we're at $100 Chainlink, 130, 150, and it looks like the market is topping out. What do you think about Andrew Tate saying Bitcoin's going down lower? I mean, I've been talking about that the whole entire stream. It's very bullish for me. It makes me bullish. It makes me very bullish. Absolutely love. Have 100. That's awesome. And I kind of have somewhere in between that price, 100 to 500, somewhere in between that. So like a slightly more than 100 per channel. Honestly, ICP, if I were to bet on it, probably not. But again, it can, right? If it holds this level, bounces pretty hard, it definitely can. But overall, guys, I just wanted to share here. I'm gonna be coming live again very soon. Check out my campaign if you guys want to get 300 right there. You can withdraw off of it, do whatever you want. This is my special live stream campaign. It's in the first link in the bio. You can get this amount. And overall, I'm bullish. I love this bearish sentiment. It's very nostalgic. A lot of people flipping bearish. I'm bullish for the scenario, the situation that we're in at the moment. And gold possibly topping out, right? We'll see when gold tops out. If we repeat history, gold topping out, ranging, that would be good for Bitcoin for what it did last cycle in 2021. So we're coming to a crossroads to where we either follow the 4-year cycle, which is the big narrative. And I talked about this too. I said we're gonna have a big drop. I didn't expect it to be the biggest crypto crash in history, right? But we're gonna have a big drop that's gonna make it seem like the 4-year cycle is in play for the 30 year straight, right? The 30-year cycle straight. And that's what it feels like right now, right? Because when I come here on the monthly, and we put here that 4-year cycle, and by the way, the 4-year cycle is it's only happened 2 cycles. People act like it's been happening for ever since the existence of Bitcoin, right? But we look here at, all right, you see right there, boom, right? We topped out here, basically the same time period, and then we move this to here, and it's literally to the T, the same month, right? The same month, you basically have this coordinated massive crash, biggest crypto crash in terms of liquidation, obviously all coming from leverage, in the same month, the same time period from the last cycle, right? For the 4-year cycle, basically the time to top out after the halving. So that's the big thing right now. My honest opinion, which is not a guarantee and I could be 100% wrong, is we basically drop, and a lot of people turn bearish, they sell, and and I believe the market will turn around pretty fast after either a big drop, and a lot of people start FOMOing back in, and then there's this whole narrative, the surprising narrative of the 4-year cycle basically being done, right? Being done, and basically getting a lot of people in this bear trap. And going into, I mean, when people start talking about a super cycle during that time, that's definitely the time to take profits. So either we follow the 4-year cycle and the top is in, or we do what I said, which is bait a lot of these people which already are turning bearish into the 4-year cycle happening again for the 3rd cycle straight. Bait them, pump, right? The market makers, the same way that they coordinated this massive drop, they pump the market later on, right? When all these people are all sold out, and then they FOMO back in at higher prices at a loss. So we'll see what happens. Again, I'm bullish because of the situation, but we'll see what happens. I'll be back again for sure. Love you guys. Thank you for all you guys on here. Letters in Bloom, Kilo, TDS, Keep Fight, all you guys on here on YouTube as well. And I'll be back on live again. Lena, thank you, Lena, as well. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys soon in the next live stream. Peace.